As we approach this year's E3, we keep hearing more and more news pointing to mid-2019 being a very special time for gamers. Next-gen consoles are supposedly going to be announced there, with two of the big three, PlayStation and Xbox's consoles, expected to drop in 2020. Now we have a developer jumping into the ring, possibly giving us more insight and more backing to the current expected timeline for next-gen. In a recent financial conference call, developer CD Projekt Red's president Adam stated that the plan for their next game, Cyberpunk 2077, is for it to possibly be a cross-gen game, meaning to release on current and next-gen consoles. So this is what he said exactly: if there's an opportunity for us to launch Cyberpunk for another generation, we would want to do this probably. Now, take into note, next-gen hasn't really been announced, and at this point most developers probably have next-gen console dev kits. By most developers, I mean major developers. Another thing to take into note is that the developer also stated they plan to release Cyberpunk 2077 and another unannounced game by 2021. This was confirmed on their strategy page on their own site, which includes the plan to premiere Cyberpunk 2077 and another unannounced RPG game by 2021. Taking those two items into consideration, to release Cyberpunk 2077 along with their other game by 2021, and that it's planned to be cross-gen, this adds more fire to the flame of next year possibly being the time when next-gen finally drops. Now obviously they could very well release the game in 2020, and for example next-gen consoles could release in 2022 or something along those lines, and they could still release it for them as well, but why make that cross-gen remark now? With all the rumors and talk of this E3 being the time when the floodgates open for next-gen announcements, it makes sense to start talking about cross-gen releases because next year could be filled with them. But again, let me know what you guys personally think about what I just stated. If it makes sense to you, I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. But moving on from next-gen talk and coming back to the current generation, PS4 update 6.51 released. It released and it was a stability update. I'm not sure why people expected name change to drop in a 0.01 update. Stability is normal for these type of firmware releases. If we're going to play this game of non-major firmware releases possibly having name change, at least let's stick to what we know. The beta for the feature launched with update 6.10. Let's at least hold our expectations for a 6.6, 6.7, 8, 9, and so on update, otherwise you'll be upset often. Another thing to add is that this is a major feature. I would personally expect Sony to announce that it's coming ahead of the firmware release to essentially prepare people before it releases, talk about the time it'll release, pricing, things along those lines. I'll keep following these updates because I know I'll get people asking me about it, and it's easier to just make a video and answer everyone at once, but keep in mind what I've stated in regards to the possible release. And finally, in fake news, we have the DualShock, the supposed DualShock 5. Now I'll be honest, when I first saw this it looked believable and seemed to follow rumors referencing the touchscreen here, and with Sony's long history of mostly sticking with the same design, this looked legit. But the basic gist is credible people came in, they saw, and they said that it's fake, and that's really the end of that story. Now, not too long ago, we also had what looked to be the PlayStation 5 itself, but again, that was called out for being fake. Basic point here is just watch out for the fakes out there, they'll get you excited. But did you think that fake DualShock 5 controller image looked real? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. It really supports the page and I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every other day except days that there's something really interesting and I'll just post the video on that day. I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body obliterate, devastate, and incinerate the comment section with hyped for E3, because I don't know about you guys, but this year's E3 looks like it's going to be a special one. So I'm personally excited, hyped, super hyped for this E3. So if you feel the same way, destroy the comment section with hyped for E3, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.